Hello, friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you're tired of the airport hassles, the security lines, the cramped seat, and all those ever changing rules about what you can and can't bring on a plane, I have wonderful news for you. There's a better way to see the world, and this is making a huge comeback for travelers just like you and I. I'm talking about train travel, and it's not your grandfather's old fashioned rail journey anymore. That's not what I'm talking about. Today's scenic train routes offer comfort, convenience, and views that will absolutely take your breath away. Let me show you why more and more seniors are choosing the rails over the skies, and how you can plan your own unforgettable train travel, or train adventure, I should probably say. Let's be honest about what flying has become. Remember when air travel felt special? When you could arrive just an hour before your flight, you walk right through the airport security and you settle into a seat with actual legroom? Those days are long gone. Today, airports are overwhelming, crowded. You need to arrive 2 or 3 hours early just to make it through the airport security, and you're standing in long lines, taking off your shoes in some cases, emptying your pockets, and hoping you did not accidentally pack something that will get you pulled aside for extra screening. Excuse me, for seniors with a knee replacement problem or other medical devices, there's the added pressure of explaining that to security while everybody else behind you sighs impatiently for everything to be over. Then there's the stress of departure gate changes, flight delays, and cancellations. Weather in Chicago means your connection gets canceled, and suddenly you're sleeping on an airport floor. You go figure. Your luggage might end up in Denver while you're headed to Tampa. And don't even get me started on those seats on that plane. They seem to shrink every single year while the person in front of you reclines right into your lap. The truth is, flying has become more about endurance than enjoyment. But what if I told you that there's a way to travel that brings back the pleasure of journey itself? So let me take you on the virtual journey, if you'll allow me to. Picture this instead. You arrive at the train station just 30 minutes before departure. 30 minutes. There's no TSA line. You can bring your own snacks and drinks and water bottle, your full-size toiletries, and even your favorite pillow. You walk onto the train, you find a spacious seat with leg room that you forgot existed, and you settle in by a huge window. As the train pulls away from the station, you're already relaxed. You can get up and walk around whenever you want, no seatbelt sign. You can stretch your legs, you can visit the observation car with its panoramic windows, or head to the dining car for a real meal with a table and silverware. If you get tired, you can recline your seat all the way back without feeling guilty. Or if you've booked a sleeping compartment, you can actually lie down in a real bed. But here's the best part. While you're comfortable and relaxed, the most stunning scenery in America is rolling right past your window. Snow-capped mountains, dramatic coastlines, rolling farmland, forests that seem to go on forever, and charming small towns you'd never see from 30,000 feet up above the skies. The journey itself becomes the destination. Let me tell you now about some of the most spectacular train routes in America. Because once you hear about these, you're going to want to book a trip immediately. The Coast Starlight runs between Seattle and Los Angeles, and it's called America's most beautiful train ride for good reason. You'll travel along the Pacific coastline with waves crashing against rocky shores, through wine country on Oregon, past Mount Shasta with its snow-covered peak, and through the agricultural heart of California. The observation car has floor-to-ceiling windows so you don't miss a single view. This journey takes about 35 hours, but trust me, you'll wish it was longer than that. The California Zephyr is a legend among train travelers. It runs from Chicago to San Francisco, crossing the heart of America. You'll see the flatlands of Nebraska give way to the dramatic Rocky Mountains in Colorado. You'll wind through canyons so deep you can't see the bottom. You'll cross the Continental Divide and watch the landscape change from plains to mountains to California's green valleys. This is a 2-day journey that covers over 2,400 miles, and every mile is simply spectacular. For East Coast travelers, the Adirondack runs from New York City to Montreal. You'll follow the Hudson River north, watching kayakers and sailboats below. Then you'll enter the mountains with their pristine lakes and forests. In fall, the autumn colors are absolutely stunning. And you end up in Montreal, a beautiful city that feels like Europe without crossing the ocean. If you want to see the Grand Canyon, take the train from Chicago to Williams, Arizona. Then board the historic Grand Canyon Railway for a scenic ride right into the park. You'll arrive at the South Rim without dealing with traffic or parking, and you can spend the day exploring one of the world's natural wonders before boarding the train again, returning back on the train. The Empire Builder is another train that travels from Chicago to Seattle or Portland, taking you through some of the most remote and beautiful spaces in America. You'll cross the vast plains of North Dakota, enter Montana's Big Sky Country, and pass right by Glacier National Park. Wildlife spotting is incredible on this route. Deer, elk, eagles, and if you're lucky, bears and moose. Now let's talk about what it's actually like to be on one of these trains. Because comfort matters more as we get older. And trains deliver comfort in ways airlines simply cannot. The seats are wide and cushioned with plenty of leg room that you can relax in. We're talking about real space here, not the sardine can travelers experience when they're flying. You can fully recline without bothering anyone behind you. Many seats have footrests. Can you imagine that? And some even have leg rests that pop up. It helps with circulation. But here's where it gets even better. If you book a sleeping compartment, you have your own private space. Roomettes are small but efficient, with 2 comfortable seats that convert into beds at night. There's a big window so that you can watch the scenery and storage for your luggage, and some even have their own little sink and mirror. The bathrooms are just down the hall that is easy to access, and they are much more spacious than airplane bathrooms. If you want even more space, just upgrade to a bedroom. These have sofa and chair that convert to beds, their own bathroom with a shower and even more window space. Some trains offer accessible bedrooms designed specifically for travelers with mobility issues. They have wide doors, grab bars, and rolling showers. All sleeping car passengers get meals included in the dining car. And I'm not talking about airplane food. These are actual cooked meals with multiple courses served at real table with linens and silverware. It's like you're at home. Breakfast might be scrambled eggs, bacon, and pancakes. Lunch could be a fresh salad and grilled chicken. Dinner features entrees like steak, salmon, or pasta. And the best part, you're dining while watching incredible scenery roll right by. Between meals, you can head to the observation car. These are designed specifically for viewing, with huge windows on all sides, rotating seats so that you can face any direction. It's like a moving living room where you can read, chat with fellow travelers, or just watch America go by. Many passengers spend hours in the observation car, and it's easy to see why, because of all that view surrounding you. I hope you're finding value from this video so far, and if you are, you will love my newly launched guide titled The Senior's Guide to Stress-Free Travel Below 35,000 Feet. In it, you will find more great ways to travel without setting foot on another airplane. Grab it from the link in the description. You will thank me later. Now, let's talk about money because I know that you're wondering about the cost of all of this. Train travel isn't always cheaper than flying, but when you factor in everything, it often comes out ahead, and I'm going to explain why. First, if you're 65 or older, Amtrak gives you 10% discount on most routes. That's automatic savings right there. Coach seats on most routes are quite affordable, often comparable to or less than airfare when you book in advance. But here's where the value really shows up. With train travel, you're not paying separately for luggage. You can bring two bags for free, plus two carry-ons. Try doing that on an airline without paying hefty fees? You'd be lucky. You're also not paying for airport parking or expensive ride shares to and from the airports either. If you book a sleeping compartment, meals are included in that. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for however many days you're on that train. When you add up all of that and what you've spent on three meals a day at restaurants, that included food, becomes significant savings. Plus, think about what you're not spending on stress medication or blood pressure pills from the anxiety that you get from flying. I'm only half joking about that though. But the relaxation value of train travel has to count for something. How what you think about that? Let me know in the description below. Now let's continue. Many train routes offer vacation packages that bundle your train ticket with hotel stays, tours, and activities at your destination. These packages often cost less than booking everything separately, and they take all the planning stress off your shoulders. Are you ready to plan your first train trip? Let me walk you through exactly how to make it happen because it's easier than you might think right now. All right, so you're going to start by visiting Amtrak's website or calling their toll-free number. Their customer service representatives are incredibly helpful and can walk you through everything. If you prefer seeing things in person, many cities still have Amtrak ticket offices where you can talk to someone face to face. Choose your route based on what you want to see. If you love mountains, go for California Zephyr or Empire Builder. If you prefer coastlines, the Coast Starlight is your train. Want a shorter trip to test the waters? Try a regional route that's just a few hours. Book early if possible, especially for sleeping compartments, as they sell out very quickly during peak seasons. Spring and fall are particularly popular because the weather is mild and the scenery is stunning. Summer is busy because families are traveling, and winter offers its own stark beauty, especially in snow-covered mountain regions. Consider the season and the route when you are planning a train trip. Fall in New England is absolutely spectacular for the Adirondack route. Summer is perfect for northern routes when the weather is warm but not too hot. Winter can be magical for routes through snow-covered landscapes, and you'll be cozy and warm inside the train as well. Pack smart, but don't stress too much about that. Unlike flying, you have room for what you need. Bring layers because train temperatures can vary. Comfortable shoes for walking around the train. Your medications, any special pillows or comfort items, books or tablets for entertainment, and your camera because you're going to want to capture those views. And don't forget to bring your own snacks if you have favorites, although the cafe car on the train has plenty of options. A refillable water bottle is smart. And if you're in a sleeping car, bring your toiletries and comfortable clothes for sleeping. When you board the train, you arrive about 30 minutes early. This gives you time to find your car, settle in, and store your luggage without rushing. The train staff are wonderful about helping, especially if you need assistance with bags or finding your seat. Once you're settled, take a walk through the train to get your bearings and know where everything is, locate the bathrooms, the cafe car, the dining car, and the observation car. This way, you'll know exactly where everything is when you want it. Here are some insider tips to make your train journey absolutely perfect. The observation car is where the magic happens, as I mentioned before. But you have to get there early in the morning to watch the sunrise, or in the evening for the sunset. These cars fill up during the most scenic portions of the route, so claim your own spot. Talk to your fellow passengers. Train travel has a way of bringing people together. You're going to meet some fascinating folks from all walks of life, and you might make some wonderful friends as well, if you ask me. The dining car experience includes communal seating, so you're going to be sharing meals with other travelers unless you're in a private bedroom. Ask the train staff about upcoming scenic highlights. They know the route inside and out and will often announce when you're approaching something special. Make sure you have the camera out. They'll tell you which side of the train has the best views for different sections as well. Bring binoculars as well if you have one. Wildlife spotting is a real treat on many routes, and binoculars let you get a closer look at eagles, elk, or other animals that you might spot. Take advantage of longer station stops. Some routes have stops that last 10 to 20 minutes, giving you time to step off this train, oh man, I'm talking about plane. Stretch your legs on the platform and get some fresh air. Just make sure that you're back on board before the train leaves. Don't overschedule your destination time if you're taking a long train journey. Give yourself time to settle in before rushing off to activities. There's something deeper that happens when you travel by train, especially as we get older. It's about rediscovering the joy of the journey itself rather than just rushing to get somewhere. On a plane, you are disconnected from the country that you're crossing. But on a train, you are intimately connected to the landscape. You see small towns and big cities, farmland and wilderness, rivers and mountains. You get a real sense of how vast and varied this country really is. There's a meditative quality to train travel as well. The gentle rocking motion, the rhythmic sound of the rails, the ever-changing view. It's calming in a way that our busy lives rarely allow. Many passengers report sleeping better on a train than they have in years. For those of us who remember when train travel was common, there's a wonderful nostalgia to everything. But it's not just nostalgia. It's a reminder that getting somewhere can be just as meaningful as being there. The journey does matter. And here's something special that I need to say. Unlike flying, where everyone's stressed and irritable, train passengers are more relaxed and friendly. There's a shared sense of adventure and appreciation and gratitude. You're not just traveling, you are experiencing something together, something special. And here's my challenge to you. If you've been putting off travel because flying has become too stressful, too uncomfortable, or too much of a hassle, consider the train. Start with a shorter route if you're hesitant. Take an overnight trip to test out a sleeping car, or go all in and book one of those legendary long-distance routes. The America you'll see from a train window is the real America. The small towns where time seems to move slower, the vast landscapes that remind you how big this country is, the friendly faces of fellow travelers who choose to slow down and enjoy the ride. Train travel isn't about getting somewhere as fast as possible. It's about remembering that how you get there matters just as much as where you're going. It's about comfort, scenery, relaxation, and the simple pleasure of watching the world go by from a comfortable seat with a great view. So what are you waiting for? America's most beautiful scenery is calling you, and the train is the perfect way to answer. Book your ticket, pack your bag, and get ready for a journey that you'll be talking about for years to come. It's going to go right in your memory bank. If this video helped you discover the joys of train travel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below and tell me which train route sounds most appealing to you. And if you've already traveled by train, share your experiences. I would love to hear your stories. Oh, and don't forget to grab that newly launched guide titled The Senior's Guide to Stress-Free Travel Below 35,000 Feet. You'll be glad that you did. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video was long, but it was worth it, I'm assuming. I will see you in the next video and on the railway tracks. Safe travels. Thank you.